Okay, let's get started. Um, if you've already downloaded this worksheet and you have it in front of you, let's make sure that we go right now and put our name in. So I'm Mr. Javier. And then go ahead and put in the date and period if it applies. Now, continuing from our last video, ending with the octave, the prefix octa meant eight of something. And in this video, we're going to talk about what those 8 things are. They're going to be represented by what we're going to refer to as our musical alphabet. And it's a little tricky because there are only 7 letters in our musical alphabet, but when we talk about the octave, we talk about returning to where we started from. And so one of the analogies that I use is like a clock that has, not a digital clock, but an analog clock that has a second hand, a minute hand, and an hour hand. It could have a second hand. And so if you can think about a clock, analog clock like that, if we were to see a clock, and 12 would be right here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then we would return to 12. And unless it was military time, it would, after 12 o'clock, it would go back to 1. It wouldn't go on to 13. And so we're going to talk about this, and we're going to talk about the cyclical nature. Cyclical meaning circle or cycle that music exhibits. And so one example of this is the circle of fourths and fifths, and the musical alphabet is another. And it's a good habit to begin thinking in this manner. So the alphabet, the musical alphabet, and our alphabet as well, comes to us from the Greeks. And this comes to us because of the first 2 letters in the Greek alphabet, alpha and beta. And in our musical alphabet, though, it's very similar to the alphabet that we've all learned in elementary school, only, as I said before, it only has 7 letters: A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Now, there all are alterations. In other words, we will have to modify some of these eventually with sharps and flats. But for now, all we're doing is we just have these 7 letters by themselves, or what we're going to call natural notes. And it's good practice to begin writing them both forwards or clockwise and backwards counterclockwise, making sure to observe the spaces between the notes, because it's going to matter later on. Alright, so let's get started. Now, here's the example of A, and so we're just going to basically copy it onto this one. So let me zoom in here. So let's practice saying it in reverse. Here we have our example, and so we're going to go counterclockwise. So let's return and think back to our circle. What is the letter that would come before G in the A in the musical alphabet? And that would of course be G. And what would come before G? F. Before F, E. Before E, D. Before D, C. Before C, B. Alright. And now that's counterclockwise, and if we were to go clockwise, it would go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then return to A. Alright, let's move on to the next one. This one, let's go clockwise. So when we also are going clockwise, we are ascending in pitch, or going higher. The sound is getting higher. And when we're going counterclockwise, the pitch is lowering or descending in pitch. Okay, so here's B. We're going to go clockwise now, so we're going to go up. So here's B, C, D. Let me erase that little. Okay. D, E, F, G, A. And so as we go up, we would go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spaces to return to the same letter, but we would have gone up in pitch 1 octave, to use our term from the last video. If we were to go down in pitch or descend, we would go B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, only we would return to the same pitch letter name, but we would have dropped 1 octave in pitch or sound. All right, let's move on to the next one. Let's do this one in reverse. So what comes before C in the musical alphabet is going to be B, and then we're going to have, before B is going to be A, before A is going to be G, before G is going to be F, before F is going to be E, and before E is going to be D. And so we would have dropped in pitch if we would have started on C and gone counterclockwise in the musical alphabet. We would have dropped in pitch 1 octave from C to C. Now on the next one, D, let's go up in pitch, or clockwise. So here's D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and there's D. Going up in pitch 1 octave, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. And this will also start to make more sense when we begin to look at it on notation. So again, let's go up in pitch. So we're going to go clockwise, or ascend, or go higher in pitch, in sound. Here's E, F, G, A, B, C, D, and we return to E. 1 octave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now let's go to F, and let's go down in pitch. So we're going to go down 1 octave. We're going to go counterclockwise. So what comes before F in our musical alphabet is going to be E. Comes before E, D. Before D, C. Comes before C, B. Before B, A. And before A, G. And there we have our 1 octave going counterclockwise, or dropping in pitch 1 octave. And let's finish up with the last one, G. Let's ascend in pitch, or go higher by 1 octave. Now here's G, A, B, C, D, E, F, and we return to the 8th position, G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Rising in pitch by 1 octave. Get rid of, all right.